the very ideals of success that are driving economic, scientific, and technological progress are also making for great unhappiness. How many of you have traveled around the world and you've gone to places where people are abysmally poor, and for some inexplicable reason they seem to be completely joyous and happy? And as you come to the more economically developed parts of the world, we find ourselves living in utter discontent and unhappiness. Why? The key to it, says Osho, lies in the river of consciousness, which is the third awakening I want to briefly touch upon. The third awakening, I want you to consider the possibility that our life is lived in three different domains. The domain of having, which is things that you possess and own, like money. The domain of doing, the things that you can do, like walk, run, teach, talk, whatever it is that you can do, an observable behavior is doing. And then there's the third domain, the most powerful of all, called being, who you are. So think about having, doing, and being. If you grow up in any of the modern industrialized societies of the world, you are taught to believe that you need to have what? Money. Why? In order to do what you most want to do. What? Vacation in Paris, perhaps, in order to be happy. You need to have money so you can do what you most want to do, vacation in Paris, in order to be happy. But how many of you would agree that although you may have been programmed that way, you can be miserable sitting in a 5-star hotel in Paris, and you could be joyously picking up your dog's poop in Rocky River? That's an amazing awakening, because by what I just said, we have highlighted the fact that being happy is not dependent on what you do and have. It is quite independent of that. Try on another one. How many of you can picture 3 children dressed in rags playing by a garbage dump with a milk carton tied to a string somewhere in the world, joyously and deliriously happy? Raise your hand if you can conjure up that image. And how many of you can picture 3 children in a prosperous neighborhood with 2 bags of Lego toys crying inconsolably because the $100 Lego that they had set their mind on was not available? Isn't that amazing? A milk carton tied to a string can give these children so much joy. And therefore, Osho challenges us to think that the river of life we think is going this way. You need to have in order to do, in order to be. Maybe the river of life is going the other way. It is not have, do, be. But when you are in sync with being happy, the having and doing just handle themselves. So it is awakening to the most intangible space of inner consciousness, which is called our being. Our being is who we are, but modernity has placed so much emphasis on doing and having. And the irony of doing and having is that the goals that we set are like points on a receding horizon. And Osho challenges us to think, I'm here and my goals are here, and somehow we are programmed to believe that when I reach my goals, I'll be happy. We forget that as I move closer to the goalpost keeps moving away. Which leads to an interesting phenomenon. You climb a ladder and you think you'll be happy, but you're even more discontented because 1,000 ladders open up after that. And therefore, Osho talks about the human mind is like a begging bowl. It asks for things. The moment the universe gives it to you in its generosity, it's a bottomless begging bowl. It falls down and it disappears, and we are again left in a state of perennial discontent. And the conundrum here is this. As the society becomes more planning oriented, people lose the ability to enjoy and live in this moment. If you see, the happiest areas of the world are those where people can celebrate this moment 100%, enjoying the breeze, enjoying the flowers, enjoying the trees, enjoying the sound of each other's voices, enjoying the cows and the dogs. And if you are in this moment and you're capable of enjoying it, you will lead a life of immense celebration and contentment. But economically developed societies take you into the future. We are always busy looking through a telescope, planning for 5 years ahead.